Another massive NBA trade is about to happen for the Golden State Warriors. As you all know, the Warriors are currently on a 2-game losing streak that dropped them to the 12th place in the Western Conference. As you all know, the Warriors are looking to shake things up and trade for an NBA superstar before the end of the NBA trade deadline. So in today's video, we're going to be going through 5 superstars that the Golden State Warriors are looking to trade for before that trade deadline that can help them bring them back into the NBA playoffs and hopefully help them win another NBA championship. So make sure to like this video, and guys, 92% of you are still not subscribed to the channel, so it'd mean the world if you can subscribe to the channel, hitting that red button down below. The first player is none other than Dejounte Murray. Now, as you all know, Dejounte Murray currently plays for the Atlanta Hawks, and when it comes to the Hawks, they are looking to change things up and rebuild from the start again, and that means Dejounte Murray may be on his way out. When it comes to the Atlanta Hawks, they do currently rank 11th, so they are somewhat still in the playoff picture. It is still pretty early on in the season, but they are looking to make some last-minute trades before the NBA trade deadline. And Dejounte Murray could definitely be a great pickup for what the Golden State Warriors need. Now, when it comes to Murray himself, so far this season, he's averaging 20.9 points, 4.6 rebounds, and 5 assists. I think he's done a fantastic job running that 2-guard alongside Trae Young, and at 6'5", 196 centimeters, or 81 kilos as well, he's actually done a fantastic job due to the fact that he's still only 27 years old and is a very young player that's heading into his peak years that the Warriors can get. As we all mentioned before, the Warriors are getting older. Steph's getting older, Klay and Draymond, and like we've talked about time and time again, guys, the core seems to be falling apart. They don't play the same way they used to play, and it does seem that big changes need to be made. And in order to get someone like Dejounte Murray, Klay Thompson may definitely be in that picture of that trade to happen. Murray is a one-time All-Star, 2021-2022 Steal champ, and an All-Defensive player in 2017 and 2018. And I do still think that if given the right opportunity and given the right team around him, he can still be an all-star caliber player. He definitely has a lot of troubles right now in Atlanta Hawks, as Hawks aren't really the strongest team, and although the Warriors don't look the best right now, as they do rank 12th as well, I do believe Warriors definitely have the right pieces and are just missing a couple of things, and I think Murray could definitely fill in that role. When it comes to Murray, he's not only a great 3-point shooter, averaging 38% from the 3, but he's also a great inside scorer, effective field goal percentage of 54%, which I think is great, especially for a guard, and his defensive ability, it doesn't show up in the stat sheets, but he's a great defender. He actually averages 1.4 steals so far this season, and I do believe he can definitely put up those numbers for Golden State Warriors and do it in a Warriors uniform very well. The second player is none other than Kuzma. Now, as you all know, the Golden State Warriors definitely could use a scoring big man, and I do believe that Kuzma could definitely be a great fit. When it comes to the Warriors, they are pretty much struggling in all facets, whether it's offense, defense, so they are just looking to switch things around a lot, and I do believe Kuzma could definitely be a great small forward for this team. As you all know, Andrew Wiggins hasn't been able to live up to the hype as of recent, and he has only been getting a little bit worse as time goes on. So I do believe Wiggins is on the trading block, Klay Thompson's also on the trading block, and I think Kuzma could definitely be a great fit. When it comes to the Washington Wizards, the Wizards are definitely very interested in trading him. As you all know, the Wizards are currently 14th in the Eastern Conference with a 6-31 record. Now, Kuzma's on his way out, Jordan Poole's also on his way out, but instead of getting someone like Jordan Poole back in a Warriors uniform, I do believe Kuzma could actually be a better fit for what the Warriors definitely need right now. They definitely need a little bit more height, and Kuzma, standing at 6'9", 221 pounds, and is also 28 years old, can definitely add that. Although Kuzma isn't the biggest and greatest defender, I do believe Kuzma is still a great player, and he can definitely add a lot to this Warriors team, and especially give more versatility out there on the offensive side of things. Like I mentioned before, Warriors could use help in all facets, so it's not really just defense or just offense, and Kuzma with that offense could definitely be a really good player due to the fact that he's averaging 22.6 points, 6.1 rebounds, and 4.2 assists. So he has done a fantastic job. His average 3-point percentage so far this season is 35% as well, and a 53% effective field goal percentage, which I think is great. On top of that, I think if you move Kuzma to the small forward position, especially in today's NBA, he would actually be a very big small forward at 6'9", and I think that could be a huge height advantage and an advantage for Warriors moving forward. Now, in order to get someone of Kuzma's caliber, I definitely do believe Wiggins or maybe even Klay Thompson could be in the picture of being traded. Probably not together unless they do look for getting a package deal, and you could maybe add Jordan Poole in there. But when it comes to the Washington Wizards, they are desperate in need of trading Kuzma and also Jordan Poole, and I think Kuzma could actually be a slightly better fit than and what the Warriors need right now. The third player is none other than Alex Caruso. Now, as you all know, Alex Caruso has been a fantastic player for the Chicago Bulls, but the Chicago Bulls are looking to rebuild, even though they are currently at 9th in the Eastern Conference, and Caruso could be on his way out. Now, as you all know, Caruso is one of the best on-ball defenders, and I think the Golden State Warriors could definitely use someone of his caliber. Now, Caruso currently averages 9.8 points, 3.5 rebounds, and 2.5 assists. Now, I may not be putting MVP type numbers, but what he does out there on the floor is definitely something that can't be explained on the stat sheet. When it comes to Caruso, he's not only just a great on-ball defender, but his ability to control the defense, really lead the defense for Chicago Bulls definitely does show. I think that's one of the reasons why they have been able to get this far, during this Eastern Conference, and a pretty strong Eastern Conference at that. Now, when it comes to Chicago Bulls as well, what we do have to look at is definitely his percentages. He's averaging 43% from the three-point line, which I think is great. And as you all know, the Warriors do love three-point shooters. But where it becomes very, very interesting is that he's actually having an effective field goal percentage of 62%. This is honestly huge, guys. Okay, I think for Alex Caruso, this is definitely something where he is a very efficient player, not only on defense but on offense as well. I think having someone of his caliber in a Golden State Warriors uniform could definitely be very beneficial. When it comes to Caruso, he has been finding a lot of injuries so far. He is 29 years old, 6'5", 186 pounds, but I do believe right now to get someone of Caruso's caliber, we wouldn't have to trade too much since he is a little bit injured. The Bulls are desperate in need to let him go, and I think he could be a very big bang for your buck pick or trade, in that essence. The fourth player is none other than Lauri Markkanen. Now, as you all know, Lauri Markkanen is a fantastic player who's been averaging 23.5 points, 8.6 rebounds, and 1.6 assists for the Utah Jazz, but the Utah Jazz haven't been able to get off to a hot start because they currently rank 11th in the Western Conference, and they are looking to pretty much rebuild, get rid of Lauri Markkanen, and trade him off somewhere else in order to start the rebuild. And I do believe when it comes to Lauri Markkanen, although he is a great player, the Golden State Warriors could actually get him for a pretty cheap price. When it comes to Lauri Markkanen, he is 7 foot, 240 pounds, and is still only 26 years of age. And I think Golden State Warriors getting someone of his caliber, but also his age, where he is still a very young player and still has a huge ceiling of potential, I definitely think could be a very good pick. Yes, it may take this season or another season in order for Lauri Markkanen to definitely fit in his role, but I do believe Markkanen could be a great pickup for very cheap. When it comes to trading for someone of Lauri Markkanen's caliber, I do believe the Warriors had to give up one of their stars, whether it's Wiggins, Klay Thompson, maybe even both, and maybe even a couple of draft picks. But when we look at his numbers as well on the efficiency side of things, he's averaging a 3-point percentage of 39%, which is insane. And on top of that, he has an effective field goal percentage of 60%. This is honestly huge, especially for someone of his size and his stature. 7-foot shooters, yes, there are a couple, but no one shoots as efficiently as someone like Lauri Markkanen with a 39%, especially at 7 foot. So I definitely do believe he has the intangibles to do right things for this Warriors team. The Warriors could definitely use a scoring big man and a big man that can really attract attention, especially on the offensive side of things. Right now, Kevon Looney, although he's a great big, he does just get a lot of rebounds. Draymond Green, as we all know, it just hasn't really been the same ever since his little ups and downs over the season. And on top of that, Trayce Jackson-Davis, Jonathan Kuminga, although they are filling in their roles, I do believe they fit more of that small forward position rather than power forward or center. When it comes to Lauri, I do believe he could be a great center or a great power forward for this team. I think that's where his true position really does lie, even at 7 foot. The fifth player is none other than Josh Giddy. Now, as you all know, Josh Giddy is playing for a great team, Oklahoma City Thunder, who do rank second, but unfortunately, with all the controversy around Josh Giddy, Oklahoma City Thunder are actually looking on trading him, and I think Golden State Warriors could be a great place for what Josh Giddy can do. Now, when it comes to Giddy, he is a great player, standing at 6'8", 210 pounds, and is still only 21 years old. And when it comes to Giddy as well, he has been able to move into the shooting guard position, as SGA does play point guard, and I think he has done a fantastic job for this team. Now, when it comes to Josh Giddy, he's currently averaging 12 points, 6 rebounds, and 4.6 assists, while also shooting 38% from the three and also 50% as an effective field goal percentage. So he's done a fantastic job for this team, and to be honest, I don't really know why they are looking to trade him besides the controversy. I think that has kind of already all blown over, but I do believe the Warriors could grab a great pick. Now, Giddy's game's a bit unorthodox. It is a bit different to what people are expecting. He isn't a guy that's going to give you 20-25 points per game, but I do believe with him being at 6'8", can play shooting guard, can rebound, assist, also score at times. I do believe he is still a great player and could be what definitely the Warriors need. The Warriors need a little bit of everything, versatility out there. They have a lot of players that specialize in one thing, whether it's scoring or defense. But I think the great thing about Giddy is that he's kind of very, very versatile, and the fact that he is able to do it at 6'8", I think is fantastic as well. He's such a tall player. He's a great defender. He's able to stay in front of bigs even as well, and I do believe his versatility out there could definitely help with what the Warriors are trying to do. And like I mentioned, with the fact that Oklahoma City Thunder, especially with him on the team, are still able to rank second with a 25-11 record, it definitely does show that he is still doing something right, and I do believe he can do something great for what the Warriors are trying to build as well. Now, in order to get a player like him, I definitely do believe Wiggins or Klay Thompson or maybe even Chris Paul could be in the trade discussion.